Look at that amazing effect coming off of the Edo Prime armor there, of the lightning shooting off it and hitting other places in the... Ah, wait, no, that's the Oro, I can't remember what it was actually called, landing craft decoration from a previous event. But the Edo Prime armor does shoot lightning off like that when you can get it to work. I've been trying to demonstrate it. Something is... I don't know what's going on, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do, which is that. When you have the entire set on, lightning shoots off whatever frame you put it on. The reason I am mentioning this is the Edo Prime armor, Volt Prime, Loki Prime, the Odinata Prime, the Bow Prime, and Worm Prime are returning on April the 30th until July the 2nd. If you are on PlayStation 4 or Switch, this will be in Japan and Asia. It'll be May the 7th it opens. In Europe, it's... I want to say May 1st. We will check on these dates before I end this. But it does happen to say something really interesting that got me. And I will just click on this and then we will quickly go over here. And Vault Prime returns from the Prime Vault for the first time. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And quickly jumping to the dates, April 30th, yeah, May 1st for PlayStation 4, and it will end at the same kind of date. It ends a day later for Europe. I don't know why PlayStation 4 and now the Nintendo Switch are doing this as well, have these weird launches. If Xbox can do it on the same day as PC, and the Prime stuff all comes out at the same time. Prime Vault's always been like this. It always tends to open a day later for Europe, Asia, and Japan. Whereas, for some reason, it's a week later for Asia and Japan. There must be something happening that weekend. I honestly have no idea whatsoever. That is just a really weird date. But, back to... first time he has left his Prime Vault, and how this is wrong. Simply because this is in fact the first time that the Prime Vault has opened and has released him in this way. I know I'm just being picky because of the relics and the fact that Barrow has brought him, and that's just down to the fact that I was really hoping he would have brought more vaulted things by now instead of just not returning with the Vault stuff. Because coming back here, you can see there's one weapon, the Bow Prime. It's a stick with balls on the end. Volt Prime is okay, a lot of people do like Volt. I will stop saying he sucks as much, even though I wonder if I actually showed that or not. I think I'll ignore it for now, just in case. Loki is really good for stealth missions. The bow is still an okay melee weapon. It has just been forgotten about for so long because it's been in the Prime Vault. Worm, now that vacuum is universal, Worm Prime is worth another go because it's a massive improvement over the normal Worm. The Odinata Prime is good but lacks the Imperator Prime. The Imperator Prime should have came with the Odinata Prime. It didn't. There was just the Odinata Prime. And that was one of the big letdowns at the time. When you build the standard Odinata, it comes with the Imperator. When you build the Prime version, you got an Arcwing. And that's pretty much it. The Edo Prime armor, the Prime Sugatra, the Sentinel accessories. To be honest, I haven't really liked that many of the Prime ones. There was one, but I cannot remember which one it is at all. Another Prime Sugatra and the glyphs. It doesn't actually mention the noggles in here at all. That's because the noggles don't come with these. They come when they are dished out at the end of the year. It doesn't say a thing. I was reading something somewhere and I'm just going to stick with they are released at the end of the year over the... they'll come with this because it's not listed as coming with this, so let's just stick with the end of the year. And just think how good an Imperator Prime would be when you look at the difference between the Imperator to the Imperator Vandal, that the other way around. The Imperator is the one on the right, the red numbers. The Imperator Prime would have been great, but there just wasn't one. Worm does have some good abilities after all, with crowd dispersion, with the 10-meter range knockdown effect from multiple enemies and that deals 10 damage, and the negate, which prevents status effects from applying to its owner. Can't remember the frequency of that offhand. Now that vacuum is universal, Worm's actually not that bad of a sentinel, and that negate is going to be really good if you go up against a lot of enemies that can deal status to you. I actually hadn't thought of that until now. Worm is actually a pretty useful sentinel when going into those kind of situations. And the prime armor accessories that come with it don't look that bad either. Remembering, of course, that you don't have to actually buy the prime unvaulting, you can actually build these. The parts for the Bro Prime, Loki Prime standing there, Vault Prime, Worm Prime, the Odinata Prime. All of these parts will be dropping in-game. Well, the relics will be dropping in-game during this time frame. April the 30th till July the 2nd or May the 7th if you're on PlayStation 4 or Switch in Asia or Japan. That still sounds completely weird to me, but whatever. You can actually farm the relics and build these things. You don't get the prime accessories, but they are still obtainable, and Loki here is ridiculously useful for spy missions and any kind of stealth mission. Like Vault, I actually have mine all set up down here on... I can't remember what the name of them is. These things. The loadouts. You can see... Oh, that's actually not a good thing. I should probably rename that loadout before people do go getting offended. Vault doesn't actually suck. I'll just say that because people will take that massively out of context. It's just given a choice between Vault and Frost, I'll take old bunny ears here any day of the week because I just prefer Frost. There's no real good reason to it, but we'll leave this off here for now before we go down that rabbit hole. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.